Welcome to the Grizzled Geek Podcast, the new and improved episode 1 of the Grizzled Geek Podcast. Only a half hour late.
So new and improved.
So new and improved.
Extra half hour.
Right, yeah. Unlike,
we don't live stream very often, so it's taking a bit. It's fine.
It's fine, yeah. Let's turn that down so we can actually see
Yep.
what's going on here. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. We don't even have our intro for this episode.
We do need to adjust the camera, though. Cameraman,
look at this. We're cut off.
but that's all right.
Well, Doug's cut off. Scrunch down.
So,
Oh, no, we're not.
never mind.
My computer's screwed up, not yours.
Screwed up. We're fine. Okay, let's launch into this first story.
Well, I mean, exactly. Well, I want to thank all of you guys that are watching and listening to the new and improved Grizzled Geek Podcast. This will be happening every Thursday going forward. So usually at 6:30.
Yeah. Preferably get started at 6:30. We'll see how.
We'll see how it goes here. But we are live now, and now we're going to read some of the news. Start off with some of the news.
Yeah.
Because we're normally on a news story. First things first. Star Wars. We got a big Vanity Fair article about Star Wars.
Like always, before every one of the sequel movies, we've had a big old Vanity Fair article. So
Right, exactly. So, did you get a chance to go check it out, or?
No, not specifically. I've just kind of watched, people's reactions to it, read a few of the highlights, seen most of the images from it, but I didn't get a chance to read the article in full. It was a big article, so yeah.
I got to see some of the pictures. I didn't get a chance to really dive into it, but
yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot to download from it. Probably most exciting is we're actually going to see the Knights of Ren.
The Knights of Ren, yeah.
And you got a cool picture of them, as they were getting set to film a scene.
Yeah.
They look cool, just like they did way back in Force Awakens. We were
Right.
like, "Ooh, who are these guys?
Who are these guys?" And
What's going on?" And nothing happened with it.
Yeah, finally we're going to get that payoff that was promised.
Yeah,
Hopefully, a really cool lightsaber battle with them.
So that's a big thing from the article.
Look at Princess Leia, the proper send off.
Yeah, they talked about JJ went back and looked through all this cut footage from Episode 7. They didn't say this, but it was implied that there might have been cut scenes from Episode 8 as well that they could take, and he was able to sit with all of that footage and then write out
backwards engineer a scene based on
scenes,
dialogue,
and it sounds like multiple scenes, not just one.
Right.
Including a scene with her daughter, who is, I believe, that bridge officer.
Yeah.
And there's a point apparently where she touches her arm or something like that, and some of the people on the internet are like, "I was about to cry just seeing that," or just hearing that. And I was like, "Okay, well, so maybe we'll get a good emotional send off for her. That'll be awesome."
Right.
We found out that
Lando and the Falcon.
we saw that on the
trailer.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of people are assuming that the new character, who we didn't look up the girl's name, who's playing the new thief character, that they showed a little cool little image of her. It looks awesome. I mean, she looks like she's a bounty hunter.
I was gonna say it's on the helmet.
Yeah, but she's apparently a thief, I guess.
Well, there's two new, according to the article, with 2 new planets too. So
right.
One of them is the Thieves' Quarter. What is it?
That's on Kijimi, a snow planet.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's protective gear for the snow planet. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people speculating that might be Lando's daughter.
Oh,
and
really?
that might be Finn's new love interest.
Like a different love interest every movie gets different.
Sure. I mean,
what happened to Rose? What's going on with that?
There's no mention of Rose.
Wow.
I don't think in the whole article. She's just kind of brushed aside. So, I mean, I feel bad for Kelly Marie Tran,
right?
Because I don't think she wasn't bad. What she was given was bad, and I think a lot of the character got so much hate and just had such a weird arc that they're just kind of like, yeah, let's go ahead and shift away from that. From all I can tell, she'll still be in the movie, at least a little bit.
Right.
But they're not talking about her really.
Wow.
So
I wonder how. Speculation was how much they're gonna shy away from Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Let's see. By the way, I'm gonna say shout out to Charlie Tango and Bill Moore.
Oh, they jumped there now.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi guys. Actually, we get What the article did say it would bring the big thing the article said that everyone's talking about was the story's going to bring an end to the millennial-long conflict between the Sith and the Jedi.
You mean like what happened in Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Although, I mean,
it could be the end of one, although Rey's supposed to be a full-fledged Jedi in this.
Yeah.
It's like 1 year later, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 1 year later. Full-fledged Jedi. She's trying to resurrect the Jedi Order, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for that to mean anything, for that statement to mean anything, Palpatine has to have a major role.
Yes.
In the story. And from everything we can tell, there's no real hint of what it is, but it's got to be.
Yeah. So I think I was saying it's a shame about Kelly Marie Tran. She got screwed over.
She did. Yeah. I mean,
totally.
Yeah, that was just such a horrible story. You could tell. That in The Last Jedi, that must have been a directive. Introduce a new character. We want another woman of color on the team.
Yeah.
And I don't know who pitched that whole political, war is bad, war profiteering is bad. Let's go to a casino and crap on rich people. Maybe that's something he wanted the whole time, but you could tell through this whole thing, the only thing he cared about was the Rey and Kylo story.
Yeah.
Everything else just got
glossed over
and just half-hearted, just crappy writing on most of it. Yeah. You're just like, what is going on here? But
yeah,
you could tell that because all of the Rey and Kylo stuff was really well done.
Yes.
I don't necessarily like everything that happened with it,
right?
But it was well done. So you could tell he really cared about what was going on in those scenes.
Right.
But anyways, this is not a crap on the Last Jedi. It was just the Vanity Fair.
It naturally seems to go to that direction when we talk Star Wars. So I don't know.
I mean, so who knows where they're going to go from all of that stuff that a lot of people are. There's a lot of debate online about whether or not you're just going to be straight just retcon stuff or what. I don't know.
I mean,
but yeah. The other new planet we're going to get is called Pisana.
Pisana.
Which I don't know anything. It's at the edge of the galaxy. Maybe that's the planet they're on.
It's like Tatooine side edge of the galaxy, or Tatooine was already on the edge of the galaxy.
Sure.
Or the fringe, I guess, at the outer.
Yeah. So yeah.
So is Hoth.
Hoth. Yeah, they're all in there. So maybe it's out in the same area.
I mean, technically, Drogon Koss and the home of the old Sith are the other side of the outer edge of the galaxy.
Yeah, who knows? They're apparently at some point going to go back to Endor.
That's true.
Yeah. Find the records of the Death Star, so I don't know.
Which is also on the outer edge of the galaxy. So, well, we don't ever go to the core worlds anymore.
All right. So, I mean, that's the gist. There was a lot of. I watch people on both sides of the spectrum online who are, Last Jedi wasn't that bad. Oh, Last Jedi sucked. It drove a wedge between the fandom, blah, blah, blah. Both sides. And this side, the Last Jedi sucks side, is very worried because the articles seem to imply that there will be political messaging in this movie.
Well, there always was. I mean...
Yeah, but, I mean...
To some degree, but...
Yeah, except for in the original Star Wars trilogy was made right after Watergate, and while the Vietnam War was just winding down, and there was big separation in the country, and George made Star Wars as something that everybody could be on board with. There was no, his big political message was fascism's bad. So Nazis are bad.
That's right.
So I mean,
there's clear-cut good and evil.
Yeah, there's clear-cut good and evil, but there's no...
That's where the new Star Wars is probably more,
and I think that's where...
Gray, represent more of the gray.
Yeah, which, hey, I mean, it's cool for storytelling, but it's... Too many people forget that fantasy, and Star Wars is a fantasy, it's not science fiction, it's fantasy.
Right.
Fantasy is about an idealized world. And, when you get all of these fantasies that go shifting to, let's go super gray or super dark, you're defeating the purpose of fantasy.
Right.
We can read history books if we want gritty realism of what living in a medieval world was like.
Right.
We don't need a fantasy.
Livermore pointed out, like, the Edge of the Galaxy requires smaller CG budgets where the core worlds.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, of course, that does take
big,
a
like,
lot.
how do you say that? Apocalypse. I don't know. Like city planets. There's a name for it. Yeah. I can't remember what the name is.
And Charlie Daniels said it's a matter of subtlety as far as the political.
Yeah. You need to be a little, And, at this point, we need a unifying message, not something that's going to piss off 40% of the audience.
And he said the last Jedi was ham-handed whether you agreed with the message or not. Agreed.
So, I mean, here's hoping that it kind of shies away from that and goes back to the good space wizards against bad space wizards, freedom fighters against Nazis, and just kind of...
Right. If we want real-world messages, because we had Star Trek 4. We had Star Wars for the fantasy adventure.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
But, all right, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. You see there's a new poll online where saying majority of people want to see a sequel to Solo. As much hate as that movie got and everything else.
It's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie.
It got a ton of hate because people were reacting to The Last Jedi.
Right. There were some parts that were kind of like, all right, but I mean, it wasn't bad.
There were a few.
It answered questions that none of us wanted answered, but we're like, since
but it was still a good heist movie. Yeah. I enjoyed the movie a lot.
So, I did too. So
it is the third best Disney Star Wars movie. Now, for what that's worth, I mean, there's you've got a pretty small pool right now.
Right. But they kind of make it sound like they're kind of shying away from the spin-off.
Yeah, I don't think it's not going to happen. They're not going to go back to.
We got this movie's going to kind of close out the Skywalker saga, the three trilogies.
And I have a feeling that other than the Cassian Andor series and the Mandalorian series, we are not going to get any more movies set in this time period. That's my gut instinct. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think the Obi-Wan series is going to happen?
It might happen as a series.
Yeah, on Disney Plus.
And it would have to be a limited one time. You can't mind
it. It's like they're doing the Marvel stuff, the six episodes.
Yeah, just give us 8 episodes of a Obi-Wan Western. I'd be up for that. It's less than a 50% chance.
Hey, Ben's on. Oh, Ben. Say hi to Ben.
Oh, hey, Ben. Heard you got a new job.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Well, any last bits from us or the audience for the Vanity Fair article?
Well, not from Vanity Fair article, but still speaking of Star Wars, they did confirm that the next trilogy is the Benioff and Weiss trilogy, the Old Republic trilogy. So,
did they say the words Old Republic?
Okay, Old Republic has never been, other than Kathleen Kennedy did confirm that that's one of the things that they've already said this is going to be a different time period. Yeah. Then they've already mentioned it's going to be in the past. And Kathleen Kennedy said that they're developing stuff for the Old Republic. So none of them, they've not put the words together. Benioff and Weiss are working on an Old Republic series of a trilogy, but pretty much it's all laid out for us. So that's open. Same thing. We are too, man. Old Republic.
Yeah. And I mean, Old Republic. When people are talking in here, they're like, oh yeah, like 1,000 years ago. I'm like, that's not really the Old Republic.
Old Republic.
The Old Republic is 5+ thousands of years ago.
Yeah, I want to see Revan. I don't care if he's not the main focus of the story.
Just mention.
I want to see Revan.
Although live action Revan. There are people who have suggested, and I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to that they might go even further back in time. Like to the founding of the Jedi and stuff.
I don't know, man.
I'm not necessarily super enthused about that. I do want to see something having to do with Revan, but that is a pretty well-mined time frame. So again, they run into
for nerds like us that are into that stuff, right? For the general public, Star Wars public out there, not really.
Yeah.
And Revan's an awesome character. I just want to see Revan. We didn't get him on Clone Wars. We didn't get him.
Just all of these oblique references to him.
Yeah, I want to see Revan's name. I want him in canon. Revan. Who is, if you've actually read anything about Revan or played any of those games, realize that he is one of the baddest Jedis, hands down.
Yep.
Just like that old Emperor, who was probably the most powerful.
Yeah, that's why.
He's like a Force god. He's not even really like.
I love those. There's this. We're going off the rails here, but that's fine. It's a podcast. It's not a news show.
Yeah.
I love when people put those top 10 most powerful Sith Lords.
Yeah.
And any who recognize that guy and then put Palpatine ahead of him have not read anything having to do with it. I mean, Palpatine is awesomely powerful. Palpatine is.
Yeah, he's badass.
He is very much the second most powerful Sith Lord ever.
Next to pretty much the Immortal Emperor.
The Immortal Emperor who did what Palpatine was trying to do for thousands of years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Created 2 whole empires. If you're going to recognize him as existing, you have to recognize him as being the most powerful ever.
Yeah, because he is ridiculously powerful. He's a Force god.
Yeah.
Charlie Tango says in your break, the Star Wars fatigue, which is good because we got this episode.
And I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
There's no Marvel fatigue.
It's true, but
why should there be Star Wars fatigue? There's not Star Wars fatigue if you write good stuff.
I think there can never be like Marvel levels of Star Wars. I think we need a break in between. I think they're doing a good job where we're not getting another one for a few years, and then we're getting one every other year, right? Is that how we're doing it?
Yes, because it's going back and forth with Avatar.
Avatar, Star Wars. Yeah. So one we care
about. But you'll have.
Yeah.
I don't know what they have to do to make me care about Avatar, but they haven't done it so far.
They haven't done it yet, yeah.
So who knows? But yeah.
All right. So
we'll see. We'll have shows too at that point.
Right. So we can get off on Star Wars for quite a while. So let's change subject to Star Wars.
But this one in Disney parks, right. Galaxy's Edge.
That's right.
This is just gonna be great.
Real quick, take a seat. Yeah, the Marvel's been good.
Yes.
Fair enough.
True. So we've given you lots of updates on Galaxy's Edge so far.
No more making fun of Avatar winners. Titanium. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So Doug, you just got back from Disneyland.
I did. We went like 3 weeks ago, I think it is now. You can see into Galaxy's Edge. It's pretty much fully formed, but you can't go in yet. But we get every.
You try to sneak in?
No. I don't want to be banned from Disney for life, so no, I didn't try to sneak in. Disney's serious on that stuff.
They are pretty serious.
But each week we get more and more details on what's going on. This time, probably the details that nerds like us would probably be most interested in next to the rides themselves, and that is the 2 coolest pieces of merchandise you can get from Galaxy's Edge. You can build your own droid.
Nice.
Either a small, and they'll be small, like roughly, like maybe 50%, 60% the size of BB-8 from the movies.
Okay.
You can build your own remote-controlled droid.
Nice.
Starting at $99.
Nice.
And you can use either the BB-8 style chassis or the R2 style chassis.
Nice.
There is also a DJ Rex, the original pilot from
Star Tours? Yeah.
But it doesn't look like he's one you can build. You might just be able to buy him, but he's not one that's remote controlled. And it starts at $99 because you can put like personality chips in them. And apparently they'll interact with stuff in the land, but you can't have them out in the land. Like you could just carry them around. And they might beep at stuff or something. You can't let them roll around and remote control them. It's going to be too hectic.
Yeah, you lose away. Yeah. Like soccer ball.
Somebody soccer ball or something. Yeah, they would not last long. But that's one cool one. I definitely want one of those.
Right. And lightsabers got to be the next one.
The lightsabers.
Come on.
$199. Starting at $199. But
$191 like the old lightsaber dagger. There you go.
No,
you get a hilt if you want to light up.
Yeah, I don't know how much, where the add-ins come in, but they have real heft to them. You can, take them apart.
Can you hit your friends with them? That's the.
Yeah, I assume so.
That's all I want in a lightsaber.
When they light up, they're not like just, this tube is kind of glowing.
Yeah.
They are bright. The buttons feel like buttons. Apparently you can't see the screws where the batteries go in. It's looks realistic.
Nice.
Some of them you can get like 4 different types. One of which is like the traditional Jedi saber, the traditional Sith saber. It sounds more like almost like Force Mystic saber, like somebody who's really in tune with Force.
Right.
And then one that's apparently based off of somebody in the Clone Wars cartoon where they had one that's grown. It's a wooden hilt. Or it's based on a wooden hilt from somebody in the Clone Wars cartoon.
Okay.
Like comes from a very natural society that they grow the casing for their saber or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember that from the Clone Wars series.
Like Groot arm lightsaber?
Yeah, like a Groot arm lightsaber or something. But they also come with, tons of detail and a case that you can, like a display case, you can display it in. So it sounds awesome. I will definitely I will be saving up for that.
You're going to save up to go to Disney to buy a lightsaber?
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seriously considering making this a birthday trip next year and just going, yeah, everybody meet at Disneyland. We're going to go to lightsabers. Let's go.
Awesome.
So keep your eyes and ears out for that. We might make it a meet and greet. Everybody go to Galaxy's Edge so we can build lightsabers together.
Nice.
But there you go. That's the Galaxy's Edge update. They'll keep
droids and lightsabers. That just
sounds
awesome. I can't wait to check this out.
Apparently, another one that we didn't get a lot of detail on. Apparently, there's pets you can get too.
Mm-hmm.
The boxes they come in are little like cages, and then,
nice.
Like a little tauntaun or whatever, little rancor. I don't know what all they're going to be, but they're going to be pets. That you can
save all your money just to get in to spend it all in. It's just Star Wars land.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Another thing we wanted to talk about, what's going on, kicking off today, if you're local here, the Phoenix Fan Fusion, formerly known as Phoenix Comic Con, but since San Diego Comic Con copyright Comic Con, now it's the Phoenix Fan Fusion. It's kicking off today, going through the weekend. Doug and I will not be there this weekend, sadly.
Yeah.
But some of our podcasting buddies, some Couch Crunchers, and so the Geek Podcast guys will be there, running panels and stuff like that. Yeah. So check them out.
And all the Ruby Girls.
And all the Ruby Girls will be there.
Yeah.
So on how we miss it this year. The year we're not going.
Yeah, we saw Barbara last year, and then now all of them are going to be there.
They're all going to be there this year, and we're not.
Dang it.
So, but Kirsten's going to be there, so hopefully
she can get some pictures or autographs or something.
That's right. She'll be there representing. All right, so on to our next story. Still Disney. It's pretty much all Disney stories because they own everything.
Yeah.
But Disney Plus, we got a little more details on the Falcon and Bucky series. So that's going to be the first one they're kicking off.
Okay.
And it is debuting next August 2020.
Oh, wow.
So it doesn't.
It's deep into the start.
Right. So we got it started at the end of this year. We're getting the Disney Plus finally. It's kicking off with Mandalorian, which will run through early next year. And then we'll get our next.
Yeah, so we got to wait 10 months.
Yeah, well, we're going to have Clone Wars and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot of Star Wars heavy front loading. And then next summer, we'll get, because they haven't even started filming yet. So it's going to start filming this fall.
Okay.
So, and then they're debuting a year. So, in August of 2020. So what we do know is that the series will feature Baron Zemo and Sharon Carter, both Daniel Bruhl and Emily Van Camp's going to reprise their roles from Civil War.
Awesome.
So that's awesome.
I really like Sharon Carter. I understand why they went with the route they went. I really want them to get together with Sharon Carter.
Wow.
Because it's from the comics.
True, but I mean, also kind of a little creepy after Endgame now, where he might be her uncle. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just a little creepy. But yeah.
No, that's a separate timeline.
So yeah, separate timeline.
Yeah.
So wasn't he? So I don't know. They're saying like he's the husband that she was talking about in that video. I don't know, it was because of Steve Rogers. I met my husband or whatever. He's the husband all the time.
Oh, maybe.
So I don't know. Time travel screws with everything.
So.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Baron Zemo. I mean, how are they gonna? Was he captured at the end of it? And he kind of like give up his revenge thing. He's gonna get scarred and have to wear a purple mask for purple on his face.
He's gonna make a team of a Suicide Squad team.
Yeah.
Introduce the Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. Yeah, introduce Thunderbolts. I don't know.
Probably not.
That'd be really cool. Now here's the thing. Everyone's like, we all know that Falcon is going to be Captain America.
Right.
I think there's a time that they might kind of like trade off that mantle during the series. You know, maybe some Bucky picked up the shield at some point and has to.
Maybe.
Who knows? I'm just saying it's out there. We'll see what happens. All right.
All right. Last real news story is Avengers hit some pretty big road bumps on its way to the top spot. Pikachu took a big chunk out of its international box office, and John Wick knocked it off the #1 spot, knocked it down to #2 domestically. So it's run into that, and then it's got Aladdin, Godzilla, and Dark Phoenix all starting
the next couple weeks.
In the next, over the next.
Well, it's summertime, so after that, it's like
every week something.
Toy Story 4, it's going all through. It's got competition every week going forward.
Yeah, so it's still 166 million away from Avatar's 1.788 billion box office.
Yeah. Real quick,
so,
I agree. Brill's a good actor. He's playing something like a Zemo.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he is an awesome.
I mean, I've said this before on the channel. A lot of people put Civil War as their number one Marvel movie. I don't even think it comes close to the #1. Not because the people who were acting in it were particularly bad or whatever. I just think the story was full of holes. And the whole Zemo revenge thing just was like, and I love, there's been a lot of people who've made memes that made fun of it where they're like, they've got this scrolling thing of his plan, like all right, make this, do this. I don't remember that part. It's how it should have ended. People did this whole thing about his whole plan, his master plan scrolling through, and like,
that's genius. This was a genius.
All of that seems highly unlikely. I don't remember him even doing that. Going through this whole thing. So I don't know.
It's up there for me, but it's not my favorite. Winter Soldier is still #1 for me.
Yeah. And a lot
of because it's such a tight. I mean,
it's the perfect story. It's the perfect Marvel story. I think. I believe Infinity War and Endgame came close, but I still probably would put it above those two.
Yeah, as a fan, I love seeing those movies. If I had to look at it as a movie, it's Winter Soldier's got everything. So
right.
It's just so good.
Anyways, so the long and short of this is it is unlikely that Endgame passes Avatar on its first go around.
It's got 166 million.
166 million to go, and we're down into the territory where it's going to start going to, it's made 30 this weekend. Oh, it made 20. Now it's making 12. And it's going to start dropping off.
It's just not keeping up day and date to like The Force Awakens and stuff like that because that didn't have any competition for the longest time.
Yeah, it opened on Christmas and nothing comes out until there's a Marvel movie in February and then nothing else until May.
When they were saying it was pretty much a guarantee that it's going to make it by June, that's when it had these last 2 weeks to make its money because everyone thought it was going to drop off this weekend when Aladdin came out. Problem is it dropped off last weekend with John Wick knocking out of the way, and they weren't expecting Detective Pikachu to make that big a cut internationally.
Right. Yeah.
So
now I think it will easily take the #1 spot if Disney re-releases it later in the year.
Well, you look at it this way.
Give us a double feature of watch them both. Hey, here we go. Because officially, Far From Home is the end of Phase 3, 4, whatever we are. 3. Yeah. And then before we launch into Phase 4, you go, here's the final act of Phase 3.
Right before. And then when Oscar push for it, they release at the end of the year.
And you show them as a double feature, and everybody will go.
Well, it's still got, if you look at the numbers, it'll be through July before it's out of theaters, right?
Yeah, probably.
So it could get a Homecoming bump, or not Homecoming, Far From Home, whatever. Like Far Away. It's a dog movie. Whatever the Spider-Man movie is, it could get a bump just like Captain Marvel did when it came out.
Yeah.
So there could be a slight bump there. So if you figure if it keeps dropping like it is, it could make that 90 to 110 million more.
It might be.
But that's still 50 million shy of the #1 spot.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they play this.
Which it could easily do if it did another week run during the holidays for the Oscar run. Yeah. The re-release. Because Avatar didn't get there. It had a re-release as well.
I believe so. Yeah.
So it had a re-release, and So it didn't make it all there in one.
Because I don't think it. Yeah, I think.
But it also ran. It came out Christmas, and it ran. Back then, they didn't have the big blockbusters out early in the year, so we didn't have any competition until May. It ran for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And it was something no one's seen before.
So all right, let's.
And one thing it won't make is it won't make its domestic.
If it re-releases, it will.
You think it'll be? Well, yeah. Force Awakens.
If it re-releases, it's only 160 million away.
From it's about 160 away from either one. 166 from all time.
Yep.
160 away from domestic.
Yeah. So if it re-releases for say a 2-week run, 2 to 4 week run, it'll beat Force Awakens.
Yes.
But they have to re-release. Who knows if that will actually happen? I think they will, but we'll have to wait.
Here's the biggest hurdle of this: it's hit its own competition here. So Aladdin and Toy Story 2.
It's a good boat to be in.
Yeah, I guess true. Yeah, for Disney, like, oh man, our own movies are cutting into our number one. But also, they also like the idea of it being the number one movie of all time. So I'm pretty sure a re-release would happen if it doesn't make it.
Yeah.
So pretty sure. All right, guys, that does it for our main news stories. Now we've only half hour into the.
Yeah, let's just do some random talking about TV.
Oh. What you watching?
Yeah, what are we watching? Nothing.
No, yeah,
My simple answer for me is I don't watch TV.
I don't watch TV.
I generally don't. I mean, I'm gonna lose some nerd cred here. I actually haven't even taken the time to watch season 3 of Daredevil or season 2 of Punisher.
Wow. Them getting canceled before you watch them.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time.
Took the steam out. Yeah, it took the steam out. I was already kind of burnt out on watching so much TV back to back to back.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait a while.
Like the trailer for Jessica Jones, teaser for Jessica Jones dropped today, and I'm like, it's hard to get excited for this when it's like
when you know it's gone.
And this is it. They're done with it. So it makes it rough.
I will watch Stranger Things when it comes out.
It is. Disney's literally Scrooge McDuck swimming in the falls at this point.
Yeah,
it is true.
So as far as Mike listed out some stuff here that's coming out.
Yeah, as far as the TV stuff, there's a lot more stuff I'm excited about coming out. Because like right now, what I'm watching is obviously tomorrow is the season finale of Doom Patrol. So on the
you can watch
DC Universe.
You can watch the first season premiere on YouTube now.
Yeah, on YouTube, they got a season premiere right before the finale comes out, trying to get more people into the show.
Yeah, this
is a great show. If you read Doom Patrol as a kid, if you read the comics at all, and if you like Doom Patrol, it's the comics come to life. I mean, it is. They don't shy away from any of the weirdness in the comics. I mean, it's one of those comics that you read, you're like, oh my god, they would, they could never do this.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing that. So in the Doom Patrol series, and stuff that you're like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm like, it literally does not make any sense. And then plus, Mr. Nobody's such an awesome bad guy. I don't know. I'm gonna do a review once the whole series is out.
Yeah.
I'll do a review on it.
Okay.
I think it's pretty awesome. But yeah, if you're not checking it out, if you don't have DC Universe, it's kind of worth it. It's better than Titans. So, I wasn't that excited about Titans, but it was good. Ken's watching Lucifer on Netflix. I hear that's good. It's one of those shows that I've not got into. I hear good things about it.
That's the problem with Netflix. It's overwhelming the amount of TV.
Shane says, Jessica Jones season 2, guaranteed you won't watch season 3. True. All right. Yeah, it's one of those things. But coming up, speaking of DC Universe, we got Swamp Thing coming up on the 31st.
Yeah.
Now, despite
I wasn't a Swamp Thing.
I love Swamp Thing. So, and if this is true to the Alan Moore run at all, and Doom Patrol has proved to me that if they want to do the Alan Moore run on it, they absolutely should. Because they don't give a crap. It's DC Universe, they can do it. I'm a little concerned about them cutting off the last 3 episodes like they did.
Yeah.
And kind of trying to finish it up in 10. Like, I'll rewrite 10 to be the end. I'm like, what?
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on with that. If that's just they're figuring that these new shows are just too cost prohibitive. They're not getting as many people signing up for the.
Came after the merger, so they might be just doing a instead of having Disney DC only streaming universe, they might just bullet into a Warner Brothers streaming universe.
Maybe
that way they have more content on it. like Disney's doing.
Yeah.
Disney doesn't have a Marvel one. Marvel's part of the Disney one.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Trailer for Picard series dropped. So yeah, I did get a chance to look at that earlier. Did you see that?
No, I have not seen.
Oh my god, that's the other ones. It's one of the ones I'm excited
about. I saw
about.
all kinds of stuff about it being delayed, and they're not sure what's going on with it. But
it's weird because it literally all it is a voiceover is panning over this vineyard. So it shows the vineyard, showing like the watering machines flying through the air, watering the vineyards, and it's showing like bottles of his brand, the Picard brand wine.
Okay.
And then they're talking about something that happened, like he led the biggest rescue in Starfleet history, and then something happened. They don't say what. They say the unthinkable happened, right? And then maybe maybe we're at fault, maybe what's going on. And someone's interviewing him, right? And so I got to ask you, Admiral, why did you leave Starfleet? And it shows Picard look up at the end, right? So someone's talking to him or interviewing him, right? It's the voiceover, and literally the whole thing is just them panning over the vineyard, and then at the end him looking up. And then he mentioned just enough, not to tell you anything, but just enough to get you interested in like what's going on. Like, why did he leave Starfleet? He's an admiral now. All right, so he didn't listen to Kurt. So.
Yeah. At some point, you gotta like, okay, I gotta move on.
I gotta do this. Stranger Things season 3 drops July 4th. You excited about that?
Yes, I am, but only minimally.
Only minimally. Is it because of the second season?
Yeah, the second season. It's hard to quantify. It was good.
I've not seen Discovery yet, Ben. It's one of those things I haven't watched yet. Actually, I did. I watched the first season. I wasn't into it till the very, very end. And then I'm like, okay, I'll watch the second season. And then I watched the pilot episode where they got Pike coming in to replace the captain. And I like the guy that got to play Pike. He was actually the guy that played in Humans, the Black Bolt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, he talks now. It's Pike.
Yeah.
So, and it's actually a good series. So, I mean, I've only seen episode 1 of season 2, so I got to get caught up.
Yeah.
I've not got back into Discovery yet, so. But yeah, I mean, so Stranger Things season 3, not that excited about it.
I mean, I do want to see it, and it's
the trailer for me is what I was like you, but the trailer, I was like, okay, it's giving me everything I kind of want to see. Yeah. I really like the kids. I like the relationship between Dustin and.
That was the highlight of the trailer.
Right. I was like, I want to see
because everything else in the trailer is kind of sad. Where you're like, oh
yeah.
Man, I don't want to get to the point where they're drifting apart. Let's just freeze time where they're, having adventures and playing D&D in their dungeon and whatever, know, in their basement and just.
So they gotta grow up.
Oh yeah, but
with all the problems that comes with girl problems and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting to the point where I'm less interested in what's going on because it's getting to the teen melodrama kind of level, which I'm like, all right, I don't care about that. So we'll see. I mean, I'm interested enough in it to watch the season.
Yeah.
But if they said, oh yeah, we're going to do a season 4, I would be incrementally less interested.
Right.
I'm sure.
Tritangle says there's too many streaming services. I can't pay for all this. I agree.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, Game of Thrones is done. Cut off HBO now. Now I'm like.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get rid of the WWE Network.
Yeah.
When
Disney
comes out.
I have to get Disney Plus.
Because
right now I got Netflix. I have
Netflix and Hulu.
Netflix, Hulu, and I'm going to have the Disney streaming service.
Yeah. So.
Me and Ben share the DC Universe.
Yeah.
I mean, I got it on DC Universe. Sorry. That's what I got.
You.
But yeah, I mean, what you got to do is you got to go together with your friends and screw who's going to pick what. All right, you're going to pay for this one. I'll pay for this one. Too many streaming services.
That's a good one to do with Netflix because they tell you they have you create multiple accounts.
That's true. Yeah. There you go.
That's something you're paying for it's going up, I think, to like $14.99 or something like that. I don't remember exactly what, but
I made a mistake. I'm like, okay, Game of Thrones is over, which we'll talk about that in a minute. Game of Thrones is over, so I'm like, okay, get rid of my HBO now. Then I made a mistake of watching the first couple episodes of Chernobyl, the new series coming out. And I'm like, oh my god, this is good. Damn you, HBO! I can't just drop it all and I can binge it real quick in a day and then get rid of it.
Yeah.
All right. So what about Dark Crystal? It's coming out August 30th. You saw the preview for that?
No, I haven't.
It's Netflix.
Oh, it is on Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it's Netflix.
I haven't seen it.
So you haven't seen anything about it?
No.
Dark Crystal, man.
Yeah. I mean, I will watch that.
That's all their childhood.
Yeah, I will watch that because it's Dark Crystal. I don't really need to see a trailer for it. I'll give it a few episodes regardless of what a trailer would show me, and then judge it based on that.
Ben says I have a Prime account as well. I mean, he has a Prime account. Sorry.
The Grizzled Geek has a Prime account.
That's
we
true.
just don't use it for that, really.
Yes, we do, don't we? I can be watching Prime.
I don't even know it's on there. I don't really care. I don't have the time. There's only so much time in the day.
Exactly. I don't have a whole lot of time.
We're doing this. Whatever.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So Black Mirror. We got trailers for all. There's only 3 episodes this season.
Yeah.
We got a trailer for each individual episode, which all look pretty good. I love Black Mirror. It's like growing up as a Twilight Zone fan.
Speaking of,
then Twilight Zone coming out this fall.
I watched the first episode. It was good.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It's on the comedian one, right? That was the first episode? Yeah, I watched it.
It was so good.
The Tick is on Prime.
What is the what streaming service is it on? NBC?
Yeah, it's ABC.
Or ABC?
I think so.
I don't know. But it's yet one more I'm not going to get, even though I thought Peele did a great job in the Rod Serling role, and I thought the episode was awesome.
Yep.
But I just can't get one more streaming service. So yeah I'd
Too
love
many.
to watch the Twilight Zone, but
so far none of you guys are beating out Prime, and right now Prime is, the one, not Prime.
Netflix.
Netflix is the only one I really pay for all the time, and Disney Plus. I mean, that's a value one, and it's got what it's coming out with.
Yeah.
It's a gotta have. You gotta have Disney Plus. If you're a
especially
fan,
since all of the Marvel stuff is now off Netflix.
Yeah. If you're a Marvel or Star Wars fan, you have to have Disney Plus. So,
or you have kids and they love Disney or whatever.
That's true.
I mean, I have a ton of Disney and Pixar movies I need to catch up on, so that'll help.
So The Boys, it premieres on my birthday, July 26th. Happy birthday to me. So Prime is giving me The Boys.
I didn't read the comics. So.
It's Amazon. But you never read the comics? So you're not a comic book? Sorry.
I haven't seen the comics, so I don't know. I don't even know the gist.
Ben says Twilight Zone's on CBS. See, correct us already. We don't know. There's so many channels. So regular TV.
Yeah, and they all have their own streaming services. Like, oh my gosh, come on.
Yeah.
It's just bring cable back.
Bring cable. Pretty much. Might as well pay $60 for cable and all this.
Yeah, I'm just like, never mind.
I gotta pay $6 for cable. I get $14 for this. $14 for this, and $40 for this. I'm not going to get cable back.
Yep.
All right, so we can't talk about TV without talking about Game of Thrones. The season finale. I didn't mind it like everybody, like the internet seemed to hate it.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, I get it. It was rushed. Of course it was rushed. It's 6 episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way they're going to finish up that storyline.
Yeah. Did they ever explain why they made an abbreviated season for this?
No. Everyone's saying it's because Benioff and Weiss wanted to go on to Star Wars, but they had this all planned out long before they got the gig for Star Wars. So people saying that, I'm like, I don't think that's an excuse.
Almost every one of the major stars, have transitioned. They've become movie stars.
They've all become big names. Yeah.
They've all become big names. So it's got to be hard to wrangle all that.
I mean, for HBO was printing money with that show. Though. They would have shelled out money to keep those actors around.
Yeah, I mean.
But I guess everything's got to come to an end. The thing is, they abbreviated They had 6 episodes last season, 6 episodes this season, right?
Yeah.
And it just what they did in the show, as far as kind of spoilers, I guess. What they did in the show, I could barely understand. I have no problem with what they did. It's just how they got there. It took, the major turn they had in the episode happened pretty much in an episode. There was a little bit of foreshadowing to it, but if they would have had
well, there was a lot.
There was a lot of foreshadowing for it, yes. But how much the turn happened in that one episode, right? That should have been drawn out a little bit more than what it was. It was like,
Yeah.
It was a,
And remember,
Revenge of the Sith kind of
Right. Yeah.
turn.
Well, no, I think it was more foreshadowed than that. But and remember,
so angry. No one
they knew
how it ended.
Martin's end going into this, so they were directed to, they were shooting the arrow towards the general ending he was going for.
Right.
So people who are upset that it even happened like it happened have not been paying attention.
Right.
They weren't going to get their happy ending. It was not, I mean, some people did, but he was fit. So.
I guess when it comes down to it, like,
don't name your kids after a character you don't know where they're going to end up.
Exactly. Especially out of that series. Come on. What do they say? Like, if you expect a happy ending, you haven't paid attention? I mean, come on. We did get a happy ending. That was the twist. Is most people got a happy ending at the end of that, and they're like, no one expected it. And then they say, you can only have two, fast, good, and cheap. Well, we got it fast and cheap, so. No, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I just, like I said, it did feel rushed, because it was rushed. We only had 6 episodes to tell that story. But, seeing as how this will probably be the only ending to this story we're going to get in our lifetime.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, you're going to wait over the books. So now everyone's turned back to the books now. Like, oh, I got to read the books now. Like, well, good luck. You still got 2 to go.
And it's been 8 years.
Yeah.
He's been working on book 6.
And everybody's like, just getting after Benioff and Weiss about the series, about the ending and everything. I'm like, look, if you go back and watch when this series first came out on HBO, they were saying from the very beginning, we're going to follow the books, right? We're going to be true to the books, and each season is going to represent one of the books in the series. By the time this comes out, there's 5 here. By the time it comes out, we'll have 6 and 7 out. And that's what Martin was saying too at the time. During all the press, when the series first came out, the plan was he was going to have those books out, and they were going to adapt those books.
So if you're mad at anybody, be mad at George R. R. Martin.
They had to. I mean, they didn't sign up to write this fantasy story. They signed up to adapt this fantasy story, and at the end of it, they're like, "Oh crap! I guess we got to write the last 2 books."
Yeah.
So,
and you probably got better than what you're going to get in those books.
Maybe Brandon Sanders will come in and finish the Ice and Fire series too. If he did as good a job as he did on Wheel of Time, then I'm okay with it. Yeah. So.
This is what I was referring to when I'm like, people. I know everybody loves this series.
King says, hey, he got his money. He made his money. Money. You don't have to write another book. He doesn't tell people he's writing. He's collecting his HBO checks.
Yeah,
that's true.
This is what I was talking about. The fantasy going off the rails. Is I don't care about this kind of dark and gritty. It was intriguing in book 1, although frustrating. By book 2, it was like, this is getting a bit much. And I quit reading after book 4. I was like, screw this guy. I hate this story.
Yeah.
Because he just fell in love with his own grittiness, and there was no real fantastic.
When I read Money in the books, I dropped the book and stopped reading for weeks. Oh my
God! These are some of the only books I've actually literally thrown across the room. I'm like, screw this book. I'm done.
Yeah. Literally,
if you have not read the books,
yeah,
probably better off now.
If you haven't read the books, just to give you an idea how far back they are in the books, John is still dead in the books. So he hasn't gone back yet in the storyline. I tell you how far back they stopped writing. And the book was supposed to be out that next year.
And there's
4 years later.
People wanted all these plot lines and stuff wrapped up in two books. It wasn't going to happen anyways. He meandered through book 5, didn't he?
Yeah.
Where it's just like it took Tyrion an entire book to get.
The entire book of Tyrion going from King's Landing to Daenerys.
Yeah.
That was literally an entire book of just him traveling.
Yeah, he didn't even talk to her.
Yeah.
Until the
next book. So, I mean, it's. Yeah. The other thing is, he started off. I mean, he's a great writer. Those books are amazingly written. George R. R. Martin did a really good job. I love the fact that he tried to put together a realistic fantasy story, right?
Yeah.
And set with realism. I really enjoyed it, but he didn't have an overall story. I mean, he had an idea, right? It wasn't like if you take Wheel of Time, they had the end chapter was already written.
Yes.
He knew exactly how it was going to end. This is how this is what I'm going to get to. So I think there was a little more trying to make it up along the way with George R. R. Martin. So that's rough to do.
Yeah, the only character I care about.
Charlie Tanksy threw his boy across the room with the Lady Stoneheart moment. Yes, that was kind of a weird.
Oh, is that when the mom
Caitlin
comes back?
As undead Caitlin?
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
This is weird. Just kind of like, what? Yeah, I think Brianna dies at that point too. Yeah. Books are weird.
Yeah.
But that's my 2 cents. I didn't mind it as much. I didn't hate it like your net did. But yeah, it was rushed. It could have used a little more. Twice as long season. All right. Now we're going to talk about Nerd Nuggets, a little small story we got.
I don't want to ever call it.
You want to know about them? That's a whole section for our podcast. Nerd Nuggets. We even got an icon for it.
Oh, please.
It took me all like 5 minutes to make an icon.
All right.
All right. So we got a Terminator Dark Fate trailer. Did you see it?
I don't care.
I don't know.
I don't care. The trailer did not make me care about another Terminator movie. I've burned on it too many times. I'm like, I really could care less.
Could care less.
I mean,
technically,
the Hamilton looked awesome.
Yeah.
In that one scene where she was blown away the Terminator, who's apparently T2000 or whatever. The
one kind of great.
one was liquid metal, but weirder.
I don't know. But it makes it. But when you form the robot, it makes it a robot skeleton.
Yeah.
And inside is human form. Instead of it's all liquid.
Yeah.
Because that's not, I don't know. Here's the thing. It's James Cameron backwards, right?
Yeah.
They can control the franchise. It's ignoring all the shitty ones. Right? It's a sequel to 2. It's doing the same thing Halloween did with ignoring all the crap ones, going back to the sequel to the first, or the good one, right? Which it worked for Halloween for the most part. That's probably the ending of that one, but that's a whole other story. But I kind of got to agree. Little Hamilton looked awesome. Arnold Schwarzenegger looks awesome. But I'm like, there are 2 issues with the trailer. One is the new Terminator bad guy does not look intimidating at all.
Yeah.
He does not look like the T2000 from Terminator 2. The guy was scary.
Yeah.
This guy, I'm like, I don't know. Okay, I could take that guy. And 2, where's John Connor?
Yeah.
Like, why is there no John Connor? Is John Connor dead? Why, without him, none of the other ones make sense. Why did they come back and try and kill? Yeah. Who's this new girl?
Yes.
Like,
what could have made this very intriguing for me is if when the whatever she is, the other Terminator says, why, who are you, or why are you here, or something like, why did you come, or something like that. If she had said, because she's my son's future wife, or something like that, I would have been like, oh, that's intriguing, sweet, let's go with that.
Yeah.
And then that was somehow important to the plot.
Right. I don't know.
So there's nothing.
So the good Terminator woman, she doesn't know she's not. She thinks she's human. Wasn't that the plot of one of the other crappy Terminator ones where?
Yeah, Genesis one.
Genesis was.
Not that.
The Genesis was a really crappy one where John Connor was the bad guy.
Yeah, no, it's the one with Christian Bale.
Yeah, the one with Christian Bale. Wasn't that one where? So is that plot done in one of the crappier movies?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I want to be excited about Terminator, but
the trailer didn't do its job. It did not get me jazzed for it.
It looked like some awesome action scenes, but I don't know, where's it? Because I think John Connor relevant, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, what is he even doing in this if he's not?
Yeah, how did that?
How is he playing there? John Connor isn't in it. What's he doing there?
Well, I think I read someplace that he is playing the guy.
Salvation, yes, Ben. Thank you.
Who is supposed to be
the
template, the military officer that he's based on.
Oh, he's based on?
Yeah, so he's not actually a Terminator. He's the guy that the Terminator is based on.
Okay.
I don't know that for sure, but how else do you explain how he's aged and has a beard?
Well, he was aged when he was the one where he got sent back. Every program was sent back. And they had to wait for him, so he aged. The outside of him aged. He was one of the other crap. I don't know how many were 3, 4 crappy ones. I don't remember. There's so many goofy Terminator movies that I lost.
Yeah.
Couldn't try to reboot it so many times. All right, so Terminator Dark Fate, trailer just dropped today. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Let's talk about Robert Pattinson as Batman. Cast as Batman in that news.
Cast as Batman? Or he's just been cast in the Batman movie?
He's cast as Batman in the Batman movie.
That is assured I will not watch this movie. I mean, I will for this channel to review it, but I now have no interest in watching this movie.
This is because of Robert Pattinson? He's been doing some good things besides Twilight. But no.
I can't, I mean, okay.
Pattinson.
I can't even think of. I was gonna say, well, we all thought that it was odd to cast Michael Keaton as Batman 2.
I was the only one, man. I was back in high school going, that's gonna be awesome. That guy's crazy.
I mean, there was a lot of people going, really, Michael Keaton as Batman?
I did raise my eyebrows.
However, Michael Keaton was also an awesome actor.
Yes.
So I'm not sure I can put Robert Pattinson in that.
Same thing with Heath Ledger. Everyone said Heath Ledger is the Joker, really, but Heath Ledger's an awesome actor.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that seems way more.
than Robert Pattinson. Is it gonna sparkle? Is it gonna sparkly batsuit?
Oh my god. Who knows?
And then Josh Gad's still once again fighting for Penguin, and this movie's supposed to have a bunch of bad guys in it. Catwoman.
Yeah, why?
Because this whole Batman thing is just
they really need
kind of ridiculous.
Look back to all of the successful Batmans. You never put more than 2 villains in it, and they need to be closely associated to each other, and they need to trade off and on. So when you have them both on screen, you run into problems.
What I've learned from Batman is Batman cannot be a trilogy. It needs to be 2 movies. 2 movies and end it. No trilogy with Batman.
Yeah, I mean, yes, they...
Come on, is that the movie about Batman Forever? After he did the first 2
I'm
movies.
And
then the last 2, we got Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, right? And then Dark Knight Returns kind of like,
It was okay.
It
wasn't. I mean, it did live up to the other 2, but it...
Yeah.
I mean, I would say it's the 5th best Batman movie ever.
Yeah, so. Trying to think of it, I said he was a good Bruce Wayne, but then the physicality for Batman. Yeah, I mean...
Who's that?
Keaton. Yeah. He did
but the suit made up for that.
That's true. You can make up for a lot with that. Yeah. Because really, you got to nail Bruce Wayne correctly, right? You got to get that down first. You got a good, if some guy who's slightly off, because the guy's got to be slightly off to be Batman.
Well, they have to the actor has to understand that Bruce Wayne is the mask.
Yes. Yep.
Batman's the real person. Bruce Wayne is the mask he wears.
Yep.
The person playing it needs to understand.
Total opposite of Superman.
Yeah.
So it was like that's the mix between the 2, the difference.
But yeah, I mean,
you don't have enough time to introduce the backstory for 2 villains in a movie. Yeah, I mean, you really don't. So you either have to throw them and accept that they're already there, right? Kind of like they did with Scarecrow in the Nolan Batman movies. He was kind of a secondary guy. They didn't have to worry about the background with him because they
just said, oh, look, he's a psychologist who works, or a psychiatrist who works at
they had to get into his past and everything else.
Yeah, you don't talk about why he's like that. You just, he researches fear.
Right.
And he's crazy.
At this point, we don't need another origin story for Batman, right? Just like give him the Spider-Man treatment, right? Just throw him out there. It's like, all right, he's Batman.
Yeah.
Everyone knows his backstory, right?
Start off with a scene of him putting flowers in Crime Alley, and then just move on.
Yeah, move on. Exactly.
Something like that. That's all you need.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Again, we'll watch it because that's what we do here. But I am totally unenthused.
2 for 2 with the Nerd Nuggets here. Does not care about Terminator or Robert Pattinson's Batman.
And it doesn't help that they're throwing us 2 Joker movies, and then freaking I just don't care anymore.
Too much.
I will. I'm eagerly awaiting Wonder Woman 2. Even that's kind of strange.
They've kind of gone off the rail with that kind of.
Yeah. So I'm still.
I'll tell you what, it's going to take me totally out of it if the rumors are true and they don't give a reason for Steve
Yeah, they just totally don't acknowledge the first movie. They just
Steve Trevor's just alive in this time period. I'm like, that's going to throw me so far out of it. I'm like, I don't even know. The movie would have to be amazing after that for me to recover from that. All right, let's move on to something that I'm actually a little excited about for this last two. New Mortal Kombat movies coming in 2021. James Wan is producing. So I like the old original Mortal Kombat movie, right?
The first one's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, it is campy.
It is.
So hokey,
it's a 90s movie.
But it is awesome.
There was a period in the 90s.
Best movie theme ever.
Oh, it does, yeah. There's a period in the 90s where special effects were going through this transition phase, right? Where they went from, they looked pretty awful. The stuff we accepted as CGI in the 90s, like early aughts, they actually started getting down where it actually was more believable.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of down to a phase where it's like really crappy CGI and really good CGI, and they're getting back towards that kind of crappy CGI. So I don't know what's going on with this. But this was pretty crappy CGI. But it was an amazing movie. I love the Mortal Kombat. Now all they're going to do is get Chris Pratt as Johnny Cage, and I'm like, I'm in.
How are you going to replace Christopher Lambert? Who do we have as Raiden?
Yeah, the French Asian guy of Thunder. Yeah.
Jackie Chan as Raiden.
He did play a Scotsman.
Yeah.
This is how great Highlander was. We didn't care that there was a French guy playing a Scotsman and there was a Scotsman playing a Spaniard in that movie. And no one bothered to change accents. They didn't even give a shit. They're like, man, it doesn't matter. Just talk with a French accent, talk with your Scottish accent. You're Spanish, you're Scottish.
Just go.
Just go with it. And that's how good that movie was. We still liked it. And then, Kurgan became,
so this could be cool. I honestly hope that they just...
Christopher Walken is Raiden. Charlie Taker, that's awesome. What's that? We got an update, folks. What's this?
We've hit an hour.
Oh.
So, yeah. We'll
wrap things up here soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Sean Claude. Also, thanks for the suggestion for Raiden. Because it really doesn't matter. If they get Christopher Lambert to play Raiden, it doesn't matter if they can play Raiden.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just the fact that James Wan is producing this movie. Christopher Walken is Raiden. I would see it. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, yes. Okay. I love Mortal Kombat, so if they do a reboot, because they kill off some of the characters in the second movie, which was really disappointing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
So if they just reboot, start stress, everybody's there, then I'll be on.
That's right. So, all right. Well, let's see here. Guess we can skip over the live-action Disney stuff coming out because I'm not really excited about that stuff either. Other than Lion King, really. I mean, Cruella and Mulan. Really excited about those live-action?
Oh, no. I'm more referring to Aladdin and Lion King. Both look like they're going to be okay.
Aladdin's getting kind of
I was
blasted reviews-wise.
I don't know. People are too picky sometimes.
I will say, after watching the Prince Ali's little snippet of the song there,
yeah, that full preview we saw in front of Endgame, I was like, okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, so
it doesn't look like it's going to be as good as Jungle Book was, but
here's the thing: if you're expecting Robin Williams, well, you can't. He's dead. You can't have him. So we have to move on. So you have to accept that somebody else is going to take that role and it's going to make it his own. So yeah, he doesn't do all the voices in the songs like Robin Williams does because he's not Robin Williams, right?
Yeah.
But he's very charismatic. He's a talented performer. So I don't know. I'll see it. I'm excited about that. I'm actually excited about Maleficent because it's not really a remake, live-action remake of a Disney movie.
No, it's
so
like an adjacent.
Yeah, an adjacent thing. So I'm okay with that. Cruella's going to be kind of the same thing. It's about the Cruella de Vil and so it's not a remake, exact remake of 1001 or 101, 1001. 101. Let's get more realistic. 101 puppies, not 1,000. That's crazy. But yeah. So and Mulan, that's I don't know.
Let's go the dark route.
Let's go more realistic Mulan. We'll see what happens there. All right. So
and wrap it out with the big disappointment.
The biggest, probably one of the biggest box office flops of all time. We're going to say goodbye to Hellboy reboot as it bows out of theaters this week with a whopping 21.9 million take for its $50 million production budget. So you double that, $100 million after marketing and everything for this movie.
Oh, they spent more than that on marketing.
Oh yeah, sure. They probably spent $100 million on that, and $50 million on the movie. So $150 million into this movie, they made $21.9 million. Wow. Sometimes you can see a bad idea coming, folks. And apparently enough of us saw this bad idea coming a long way out. That got checked off into the Netflix. I'll see it on Netflix box like right away. $21.9 million. I mean, I can't imagine that's on that kind of budget, what kind of failure that is.
Yeah.
But can we honestly say we didn't see it coming? So, no, sadly.
All right.
Well, Hellboy, sorry about that. Guess somewhere Ron Perlman and Guillermo del Toro's dedicated.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have gone with Shout Out the Money he did free.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us for our first episode, our first live episode of the Grizzled Geek Podcast. Next week, we will have our, we'll have our intro.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully we'll be on time with an intro. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. We're doing a big push for, we actually, I think we did some cleaning on YouTube, even though we've been getting new subscribers on YouTube. We've been losing some.
Okay.
Because we've been getting rid of some dead accounts, I guess. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So we're going to make a big subscriber push, guys, so we can get the word out. If you want to support us and the things we do here, Doug, how can they help us out?
Well, I would say you could click on the links below, but as we're live, you won't be able to do that until this goes on YouTube tomorrow. But you can check us out on patreon.com. Just search for The Grizzled Geek. And then search for our other episodes, and you can find our links to our Teespring store and our Amazon affiliate link.
Yep, absolutely, guys. We appreciate it, and we're going to be, as we go out, we're going to have some music from our local folk punk hero, Andy Warpigs, some of his music to play out with. And if you want, be sure to check us out on Stitcher and iTunes this weekend. We'll have this up as a podcast there. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Oh, it's been so long since they turned away. They got so used to saying no. You met that pretty girl and she earned her stay. She said she loved you long ago. I guess I'll keep on trying till I'm sick of lying. You got a new car and you got a new house, and everybody likes you now.